Software, hardware, Tim Cook.
Oh my!
Software, hardware, Craig Federighi.
Oh my.
Software, hardware, Johnny Sruji.
Oh my!
WWDC 2022. What's coming? Presenting the Tech Hound. With Don Bullock. Well, it seems like everybody and their dog is telling us what's going to happen at WWDC 2022 next Monday. So Heidi and I have been sniffing around, and here's what we've found out. Usually at one of Apple's events, we look at the logo that comes out when they announce the event. This time, they showed the Swift symbol from their powerful programming language that's easy to learn. Then when this graphic showed up, it was clear it's going to be all about the coding.
All software, less hardware.
Here's a quote from Renee Ritchie on Mac Break Weekly.
I get really excited about the software. Like the idea, this stuff hits billions of people. You don't have to buy anything new.
That's true.
For like a billion people, you are getting like a fresh coat of paint on your phone, your tablet. You don't have to spend an extra cent. It's new features, and it's like a whole new phone. I fall deeply in love with software engineering every
That's
time.
they're well said. That's a point that we overlook. We focus so much on what's the new toys that really the software benefits everybody. That's a very, very
makes all the toys better.
Makes all the toys better. I'll pay attention to software then.
Heidi would like to remind you that this is the event where Apple introduces its new operating systems. And we have a new one this year. It's going to be called RealityOS, as far as we can tell. So Heidi has climbed up on her soapbox to tell us all about what's going to happen with all of these operating systems. First off is iOS 16, which some people think will become iPhone OS 16 because we no longer have the iPods. Apple discontinued those. There are many rumors about some big changes coming to both iOS and iPadOS. Here's what we know about iOS 16. Improvements are coming to the Messages app. According to reports, Messages will function more like social media, whatever that means. Changes to how audio messages work are also coming. There are some rumored improvements to the lock screen. They'll include wallpaper and widget-like capability. We should also see some redesigned app icons. Apple's interface design team has been working on the new icons for around a year. Next up is iPadOS 16. Here are Heidi's predictions for that. In addition to the changes from iOS that will also transfer over to iPadOS, there's a big change that may be coming at WWDC 2022. Even though this idea was recently patented by Apple, many believe that redesigned multitasking using a Mac-style interface is coming to iPad. According to Majin Buu, Apple has been working on a version of Final Cut for the iPad. This is something a lot have been clamoring for. It's possible that this could be announced at WWDC. Here are Heidi's predictions for watchOS 9. The Apple Watch is one of Tim Cook's favorite products that Apple makes. This year there will be a lot of changes and additions to the Apple Watch. watchOS features: AFib burden detection, or the ability to monitor how often a user is in the state of arterial fibrillation over a period of time. Lower power mode to help extend battery life. New sleep tracking features. Added workouts to go with Apple's new fitness routines. Additional watch faces. Maybe I'll get the moving Donald Duck face I've been wanting. Features for women's health and medication that are connected to the Health app. Auto crash detection. This is similar to the fall detection that's already on the Apple Watch. While TVOS 16 is coming up, and most of us kind of disregard the TVOS, but this also covers HomePod. There may be some interesting changes to tvOS. First of all, Mac Rumors has heard that the Apple TV HD units will be discontinued at WWDC. Usually when Apple discontinues a product, it's a sign that something else is coming. Again, according to Mac Rumors, that might be a low-cost Apple TV unit, very similar to a Fire Stick. So we may see one coming at WWDC or in a press release. If this is going to happen, there may be some hints in tvOS 16. Speaking of rumors, 9 to 5 Mac says there's a new HomePod coming soon. Again, we may see hints to this in tvOS. Something that might be announced at WWDC is that Apple has been trying to get the rights to NFL Sunday Ticket, and there are reports that they've been successful. If that happened, we may see an announcement like this one we saw for Major League Baseball on Apple TV+.
Introducing Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV+. Tune in on Friday nights for 2 games you can only see on Apple TV+.
Certainly one of the biggest every year is macOS, and this is macOS 13, and there should be some big changes coming to macOS. This is one place where the rumors have been very quiet. We've heard very little about the upcoming macOS, except for the possible name of Mammoth. One rumor I've heard is that system preferences will be overhauled to make it more in line with the settings in iOS, but I've heard no specifics about this. According to Setapp, specifically, it's been rumored one of the signature Mac OS 13 new features could be App Library, a tool for grouping your apps together, which is now available on iOS. This may be one of the rumored features that will work with iPhone and Apple Watch. Leaker Mijan Bu that a new version of Time Machine is coming that will work with iCloud Drive. Heidi has decided to defer the predictions of the next OS, RealityOS, which Apple just patented, to the new generation. So as Emmy gazes out of the virtual window to see the future of augmented and virtual realities, here are her predictions for this new area for Apple. RealityOS, and we're not sure of the number, though some people are now calling it ROS 1. Actually, we know very little about RealityOS except the name has been trademarked. RealityOS, the name Apple is reportedly using for the operating system running on its rumored virtual and augmented reality headset, has appeared as a trademark filing spotted by Parker Ortolini, but a trademark application hasn't officially been filed by Apple. It's common practice for large companies to apply for trademarks under one-off company names, like RealityO Systems LLC in this case. In the state of Delaware, the sole purpose of maintaining anonymity. Essentially, that's all we know about RealityOS, except supposedly it will be used for the AR/VR headset and Apple Glass. Hopefully we'll learn more at WWDC this week. So, are we getting any hardware, you ask? I thought you'd never ask. Unfortunately, Apple hasn't said a thing about hardware, nor have they given any hints. In a recent video, Sam Cole said the following.
Hundreds of people at Apple Park for software doesn't make sense unless there's going to be something very special to see. That's all I'm saying. And that's why I believe we are 100% getting hardware and software at DubDub.
When pressed for more information on the Genius Bar podcast by John Prosser, this is what Sam said.
Why do you think hardware is going to be there? Number one.
I think there's going to be more than developers there.
Wouldn't we have known today? Wouldn't the press have gotten invited today?
I don't want to say more. I just think there's going to be media there. It's just a guess.
Okay. It's not a guess at all. Is what you're saying.
I don't want to stay on that point too long.
Okay.
On the same subject this week on Mac Break Weekly, Leo Laporte said,
So, and then some press is going to get invited, I gather. I won't say how I gather that. Well, I mean, that's interesting that a handful, I guess. Maybe because there'll be something to show afterwards, something in a demo area.
In answer to the question on hardware at WWDC, Renee Ritchie said the following.
I'm hoping for a Mac Pro preview because they've done that before. But every year, like the rumors, especially like they get so repetitive and they're always like, everything is coming. And I was just looking through my YouTube feed and it's like, confirmed, this is going to be here. And I went back and it was like 2013.
That's just YouTube
confirmed, this is going to be.
That's crap
like,
link bait from YouTube. You know that.
But then I get like, I don't want to be disappointed.
One reason Renee said that is because we heard this at the March 8th event of this year.
With just one more product to go, Mac Pro. But that is for another day.
This harkens back to the introduction of Apple Silicon for the Macs. Here's Tim Cook on that subject.
And now it's time for a huge leap forward for the Mac, because today is the day we're announcing that the Mac is transitioning to our own Apple Silicon. So what's the timeline for this transition? Well, for developers, it begins this week with the valuable information delivered at this conference, as well as applying for the Quick Start program. And for the customers, we expect to ship our first Mac with Apple Silicon by the end of this year, and we expect the transition to take about 2 years.
While some take this 2-year transition literally, it actually starts on June 22nd, and as Tim said, it's going to take about 2 years. So we may or may not see the Mac Pro at WWDC. If we do, this is what some people think the new Mac Pro is going to look like. We've heard rumors that it will come in 2 editions, and that's what we see here. Now for another prediction for WWDC, and that is an M2 MacBook Air. Many are saying that this MacBook Air is going to come with an M2 chip. If it does, that means we should have a whole presentation about the M2. While that sounds interesting, I doubt if it'll happen. But with Apple, just about anything is possible. Explaining all about the M2 chip would take far too much time from the event. Some who still think the MacBook Air is coming point to this graphic as proof. They also say the colors are going to be the colors of the MacBook Air. While John Prosser had these renders done of the MacBook Air in many different colors, all he saw was blue. And today, we're hearing that blue is the only special color that's coming. These are the colors that Mark Gurman claims the new iPad Air will come in. It's limited to these 4, he thinks. On a recent live stream, iCave Dave said the following about the M2 MacBook Air.
We know that around Apple Park, the M2 MacBook Airs are what most of the developers are using at this point. Like, we can see that in people's apps logs. That's what most of the Apple team are using on campus to do their work now. That makes sense that it's on the way.
Of course, another possibility for hardware is Apple's AR/VR headset. According to reports, they have shown a headset to the Apple Board of Directors. Based on comments by some people who know Apple far more than I do, I doubt this is going to happen. In the past, we've seen Apple do stranger things, so it's still a possibility. Some even point to the hint of this appearing in this graphic from WWDC 2022. Heidi says she has just one more thing. Yesterday, while we were editing this video, Twitter was all a Twitter due to this. B&H Photos webmaster posted this page on their website in anticipation of an upcoming product, the M2 Mac Mini.
Oh my.
Some have already reported this, but one thing they seem to miss is the fine print. Checkout will be at 9:45 p.m. Eastern Time Monday night, and they even included a countdown clock. Furthermore, they put a button on the page, notify when available. So if we add the graphic from John Prosser, all we have missing now is the price. So it looks like the M2 and the new Mac Mini are coming to DubDub this year. Here are the colors that some think the Mac Mini will be coming in. Well, this is where Heidi and I plan to watch WWDC next Monday. I hope you can join us, but if you can't, we'll give you all the information about what happened after the program as soon as we can get it published on our channel. Let Heidi know what you think is coming to WWDC 2022 in the comments below. Over here, come on. Hi, sweetie. Well, that's Lexi, too. Hi, girls. How you doing? How you doing, huh? Are you good girls? Yeah, we're good girls. Oh, thank you for the kisses. Oh, my goodness gracious.